Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand at the threshold of a brand new year, I want you to take a moment to reflect. Reflect on the struggles you face, the dreams you've put on hold, and the potential you've yet to unlock. Now, I want you to let it all go. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubts. Let go of the excuses. Because 2025 isn't just another year, it's your opportunity to reset your life. No matter where you've been or what you've been through, you have the power to change your story. You're not defined by your past, you're refined by it. Every setback, every failure, every mistake, they were lessons. Lessons preparing you for this moment right now. This is your chance to start fresh, to rebuild, to rise stronger than ever before. Let go of the past. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But if you're honest with yourself, you know how hard it can be. The past has a way of holding on to us, gripping us tightly with memories of failure, pain, and regret. We carry it like a heavy backpack, weighed down by decisions we can't undo, words we wish we'd said or hadn't said, and paths we didn't take. But here's the truth. If you keep dragging your past into your present, it will rob you of your future. Imagine trying to drive a car while staring in the rearview mirror. You wouldn't make it far before crashing, would you? That's exactly what happens when you let your past dictate your present. The past is gone. It's over. There is nothing you can do to change it, no matter how much you dwell on it. But what you can do is change how you respond to it. You can decide right now that your past will no longer have the power to define you or hold you back. The first step is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about excusing the people who hurt you or pretending the pain never happened. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself. It's about releasing the anger and resentment that weigh on your spirit like chains. When you hold on to grudges or bitterness, it's like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Letting go is for you, not for them. It's an act of self-love, a gift you give yourself to create space for healing and growth. But it's not just about forgiving others, it's also about forgiving yourself. Many of us are our own harshest critics. We replay our mistakes over and over in our minds, beating ourselves up for things we can't undo. I should have done this. I should have known better. These thoughts serve no purpose other than keeping you stuck in a cycle of regret. Listen closely, you are human, and humans are not perfect. You made choices with the knowledge and resources you had at the time. Maybe they weren't the best choices, but they were part of your journey, and they taught you valuable lessons. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending the past never happened. It means choosing to see it differently. Every failure, every heartbreak, every disappointment, it was all part of your story, shaping you into who you are today. Without those experiences, you wouldn't have the wisdom, strength, and resilience you have now. The past isn't something to run from or hide. It's something to learn from. Take the lessons, but leave the pain. Sometimes letting go means releasing the identity you built around your past. Maybe you've been telling yourself, I'm the person who always messes up, or I'm the one who never gets it right. These labels might feel safe because they're familiar, but they're holding you back. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are so much more than the worst things that have happened to you. It's time to rewrite the narrative you've been telling yourself. Letting go also means breaking free from the fear of the unknown. Often we hold on to the past because it's what we know, and stepping into the future feels uncertain and scary. But clinging to what's familiar, even if it's painful, will keep you stuck. Growth requires discomfort. It requires trusting that what lies ahead is better than what you're leaving behind. And yes, letting go is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not a switch you flip, but a choice you make every day. Some days you'll feel strong and ready to move forward. Other days, the memories might creep back in, and that's okay. Progress isn't linear. What matters is that you keep choosing to release the weight of the past and focus on what's ahead. To truly let go, surround yourself with people and environments that support your growth. If you're constantly reminded of your past by toxic relationships or situations, it will be harder to move forward. Distance yourself from anything or anyone that pulls you back into old patterns or negative emotions. Seek out positivity, inspiration, and encouragement. This year, make a conscious decision to stop carrying what no longer serves you. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff with a backpack full of rocks. Each rock represents something from your past, a failure, a betrayal, a regret. One by one, take them out of the bag and toss them into the abyss. Feel the weight lifting as you let go of each one. When the backpack is empty, you'll finally feel light enough to take flight. 2025 is your blank canvas. You can't paint a masterpiece if you're still clinging to the smudges of yesterday. The future is calling you, but you can't step into it while looking back. Let go, release the baggage, and open your heart to the endless possibilities ahead. The best chapters of your life are waiting to be written. Start writing them now. Commitment is the foundation of any meaningful change. Without it, even the best intentions will fall apart at the first sign of resistance. Change requires more than wishing for something to happen. It demands action, consistency, and an unwavering determination to keep going even when it gets tough. Commitment is the invisible force that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades and obstacles appear. If you truly want to reset your life in 2025, you must commit fully to the process, no matter how challenging it may seem. The first thing to understand about commitment is that it's not a feeling, it's a decision. Feelings come and go, but decisions create direction. When you decide to commit, you're making a promise to yourself. It's not about hoping things will change or waiting for the right moment. It's about taking control of your actions and saying, this is the path I'm on, and I'm not turning back. That level of clarity is powerful because it eliminates the uncertainty that often leads to procrastination. Once you commit, the question is no longer, can I do this? But how will I do this? Commitment starts with a clear vision. You need to know what you're committing to and why it matters to you. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful or I want to be happier. Those are vague desires that lack the substance to sustain you when things get difficult. Instead, define your goals in specific, measurable terms. What does success look like for you? What changes do you want to see in your life? When you have a clear vision, you give your commitment a purpose. It becomes the driving force that keeps you focused and aligned with your goals. Once you've made the decision to commit, the next step is to break your goals into actionable steps. Big changes can feel overwhelming, and that's where many people get stuck. They look at the mountain ahead of them, think, I'll never make it. But every mountain is climbed one step at a time. Your job is not to conquer everything all at once. It's to take consistent, intentional actions every day. Small steps may not seem like much, but over time, they create momentum. And momentum is what turns effort into results. But let's be honest, there will be days when you don't feel like showing up, days when the excitement of starting something new has worn off, and the reality of the hard work ahead sets in. This is where the real test of commitment begins. It's easy to stay committed when everything is going smoothly, but true commitment is about showing up even when it's hard. It's about pushing through the discomfort, doubts, and temptations to quit. The key is to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Reconnect with your vision and the reasons behind your commitment. When you focus on the bigger picture, it's just easier to stay disciplined in the moment. Discipline and commitment go hand in hand. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. It's the daily practice of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline requires you to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term gratification. It means saying no to distractions and yes to the habits that align with your goals. And while discipline might feel restrictive at first, it's actually the path to freedom. When you're disciplined, you gain control over your actions in your life rather than being controlled by impulses or external circumstances. Another essential aspect of commitment is adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and then things won't always go according to plan. There will be setbacks, detours, and challenges that test your resolve. When these moments come, it's important to remember that commitment doesn't mean sticking rigidly to one approach. It means staying focused on your goal while being flexible enough to adjust your strategies as needed. Adaptability allows you to navigate obstacles without losing sight of your vision. It's about finding solutions instead of making excuses and learning from failures instead of giving up. Accountability also plays a crucial role in maintaining commitment. When you hold yourself accountable, you create a sense of responsibility for your actions. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about owning your journey and staying honest with yourself. One way to stay accountable is by tracking your progress. Whether it's through a journal, a planner, or a digital app, tracking your actions and results helps you stay focused and motivated. It also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you see how far you've come. Lastly, remember that commitment is a lifelong process. It's not something you do once and forget about. It's a habit you cultivate every day. With each small action, you reinforce your commitment and strengthen your resolve. The beauty of commitment is that it grows over time. The more you show up for yourself, the more confident and capable you become. And as your confidence grows, so does your ability to take on bigger challenges and achieve even greater goals. In 2025, make the decision to commit fully to your growth, your dreams, and your potential. Let your actions speak louder than your words, and let your consistency pave the way for your transformation. Life will test you. There's no way around it. Challenges, setbacks, and obstacles are an inevitable part of the journey. But here's the truth, they are not there to break you. They are there to build you. Every challenge you face holds an opportunity to grow, to strengthen your resolve, and to become a better version of yourself. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not the absence of hardship, it's how they respond to it. When a challenge comes your way, your first instinct might be to resist it, to ask, why me? But that question will not serve you. Challenges are not personal attacks, they are a natural part of life. Instead of asking why, ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? When you shift your mindset from victimhood to growth, you reclaim your power. You stop seeing challenges as barriers and start seeing them as stepping stones to the life you want. Challenges have a way of exposing what's inside you. When everything is going well, it's easy to appear confident and composed. But when the pressure is on, when things go wrong, that's when your true character emerges. These moments reveal your resilience, your creativity, and your determination. They show you what you're truly capable of. And often you'll discover that you're much stronger than you ever imagined. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to practice perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to keep moving forward, even when it's hard, even when you feel like giving up. It's not about ignoring the difficulty of the situation, it's about choosing to face it head on. Perseverance is built one decision at a time. It's built in those moments when you're tired, frustrated, or uncertain, but you choose to take one more step anyway. Each time you persevere, you prove to yourself that you're capable of overcoming whatever life throws at you. There's a reason why diamonds are created under pressure. It's the intense heat and pressure that transform a simple piece of carbon into something valuable and unbreakable. In the same way, challenges can transform you. They push you out of your comfort zone and force you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. Without challenges, there is no growth. Without growth, there is no progress. But to face challenges effectively, you must embrace the discomfort that comes with them. Growth is rarely comfortable. It often feels like you're being stretched, like you're being pushed to your limits. And that's exactly where the magic happens, at the edge of your limits. It's in those moments of discomfort that you're forced to dig deep, to find strength you didn't know you had, and to rise to the occasion. One of the most important things to remember when facing challenges is that you're not alone. No one goes through life without struggles, even if it seems that way on the surface. Behind every success story is a person who faced difficulties, failures, and moments of doubt. What sets them apart is their decision to keep going, to keep fighting for their dreams, even when it wasn't easy. Challenges also teach you invaluable lessons about yourself and the world around you. They reveal your weaknesses, but they also highlight your strengths. They show you what's truly important and help you gain clarity about your priorities. And sometimes they redirect you to a path that's even better than the one you were on before. Challenges don't just shape you, they shape your journey. It's important to approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset. Instead of focusing on the problem itself, focus on the solution. What can you do to move forward? What resources, skills, or support can you draw on to overcome this obstacle? When you approach challenges with curiosity and determination, they lose their power to intimidate you. You become less reactive and more proactive, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Resilience is another key element in facing challenges. Resilience is not about being unaffected by hardship, it's about bouncing back from it. It's about adapting to difficult circumstances and finding a way to thrive despite them. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each challenge you overcome builds your resilience, making you better equipped to handle the next one. And let's not forget the importance of gratitude, even in the midst of challenges. It might sound counterintuitive, but finding something to be grateful for can shift your perspective and give you the strength to keep going. Gratitude reminds you that even in difficult times, there is still good in your life. It keeps you grounded and focused on the positives rather than being consumed by the negatives. As you face challenges in 2025, remember that they are not roadblocks, they are milestones. Each one you overcome brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. Challenges are a part of the process, and the process is what makes the destination worthwhile. Your habits define your life. They are the quiet, consistent actions that shape who you are and determine where you are headed. If you want to reset your life in 2025, you must pay attention to the habits that govern your days. Success isn't about big, dramatic changes. It's about small, intentional choices repeated over time. Your habits are the foundation upon which your future is built. If you want a better life, you have to start with better habits. The beauty of habits lies in their power to create transformation with minimal effort once they're established. Think about it. When you develop a habit, it becomes automatic. You don't have to debate whether or not you're going to do it. It becomes part of your routine, a natural extension of your day. This automation frees up your mental energy, allowing you to focus on other areas of growth. But to reap the benefits, you need to ensure your habits align with your goals. Otherwise, they'll work against you. The first step in creating life-changing habits is self-awareness. You have to take an honest look at your current habits and evaluate whether they are serving you or holding you back. Or are you spending too much time scrolling through social media instead of working on your social media, instead of working on your goals? Do you procrastinate when you should be taking action? Are your mornings rushed and chaotic because you hit snooze too many times? Be brutally honest with yourself. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Once you've identified your unproductive habits, it's time to replace them with positive ones. But don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That approach will only lead to frustration and burnout. Instead, start small. Focus on 1 or 2 habits at a time. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, commit to drinking more water every day or walking for 20 minutes. These small actions may not seem significant at first, but they compound over time, leading to massive results. One of the keys to building lasting habits is to anchor them to your existing routines. This is called habit stacking, and it's a powerful technique. For instance, if you want to start practicing gratitude, you could write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning while having your coffee. By attaching the new habit to something you already do, you make it easier to integrate into your life. Over time, it becomes second nature. Another critical factor is consistency. The strength of a habit comes from repetition. The more you repeat an action, the more it becomes ingrained in your brain. That's why it's better to focus on consistency rather than perfection. If you aim to meditate for 10 minutes a day, it's more important to do it daily, even if some days you can only manage 5 minutes than to skip it altogether because you didn't have enough time. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum keeps you moving forward. It's also important to create an environment that supports your habits. Your surroundings play a significant role in shaping your behavior. If you're trying to healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and remove temptations like junk food. If you want to read more, keep books in places where you'll see them, such as your nightstand or living room. By designing your environment to make good habits easier and bad habits harder, you set yourself up for success. Accountability can be a powerful motivator when forming new habits. Share your goals with a friend, family member, or mentor who can hold you accountable. Better yet, find someone with similar goals and work on building habits together. Having someone to share your progress with, or even just to check in with, can keep you motivated and focused. When building habits, it's essential to track your progress. Whether you use a journal, an app, or a simple checklist, tracking allows you to see how far you've come. It provides tangible evidence of your efforts and helps you stay motivated. If you miss a day, don't let it derail you. A single slip-up doesn't undo your progress. What matters is getting back on track as quickly as possible. Rewarding yourself for sticking to your habits can also reinforce your commitment. The rewards don't have to be extravagant. Even small celebrations can make a difference. For instance, if you've successfully completed a week of workouts, treat yourself to something you enjoy, like watching a favorite movie or spending time on a hobby. Rewards create positive associations with your habits, making you more likely to continue them. Finally, remember that habits are not just about actions, they are about identity. Every time you follow through on a habit, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. If you write every day, you're not just writing, you're becoming a writer. If you exercise regularly, you're not just working out, you're becoming someone who values health and discipline. Focus on the type of person you want to be and let your habits align with that identity. In 2025, let your habits be the engine that drives your transformation. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up consistently and staying committed to the small actions that will create the life you desire. Habits have the power to change everything, but only if you're intentional about the ones you choose to build. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as your life begins to reset one day at a time. Your habits shape your life more than anything else. They are the repeated actions, both big and small, that determine the quality of your days and ultimately your destiny. If you want to reset your life in 2025, you must evaluate your current habits and intentionally create new ones that align with the future you want. It's not dramatic gestures or grand plans that bring transformation. It's the quiet, daily decisions you make over time. Habits are powerful because they operate on autopilot. once a behavior becomes habitual, you no longer need to rely on willpower or motivation to perform it. It simply becomes part of your routine. This is both a blessing and a challenge because while good habits propel you towards success, bad habits can hold you back without you even realizing it. The first step in resetting your life is becoming aware of which habits are serving you and which are sabotaging your progress. Take a close look at your daily routines. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? How do you spend your free time? What choices do you make about your health, relationships, finances, and personal growth? Often we go through life on autopilot, repeating the same actions day after day without questioning whether they're taking us closer to or farther from our goals. This lack of awareness is why so many people feel stuck. They're trapped in cycles created by their own unexamined habits. Once you identify your habits, it's time to make intentional changes. Start by focusing on small, manageable adjustments. It's tempting to aim for a complete overhaul, but drastic changes are rarely sustainable. Instead, focus on one or two key habits that have the potential to create a ripple effect in other areas of your life. For example, developing a consistent morning routine can set a positive tone for your entire day. Similarly, committing to 30 minutes of exercise each day can improve your physical health, mental clarity, and energy levels. One of the most effective ways to build new habits is to tie them to existing ones. This is known as habit stacking. For instance, if you want to start journaling but struggle to find the time, pair it with an activity you already do daily, like drinking your morning coffee. By linking a new habit to an established one, you create a natural cue that reminds you to take action. Over time, the two behaviors become linked, making it easier to maintain your new habit. Consistency is the key to turning actions into habits. It's better to start small and do something consistently than to aim for perfection and burn out quickly. For instance, if you want to start reading more, commit to just 5 pages a day instead of an entire chapter. Small, consistent actions are less intimidating and more likely to become ingrained in your routine. Over time, the effort feels effortless, and the habit becomes part of who you are. Another critical factor in creating positive habits is your environment. Your surroundings have a significant influence on your behavior, often more than you realize. If your environment is cluttered, disorganized, or filled with distractions, it will be harder to maintain good habits. Conversely, an environment designed to support your goals can make it easier to stick to positive routines. For example, if you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and remove junk food from easy access. If you want to work out regularly, keep your workout gear visible and ready to use. Tracking your progress is another powerful way to reinforce new habits. Whether it's through a journal, an app, or a simple checklist, tracking helps you stay accountable and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Each time you see evidence of your consistency, it boosts your motivation to keep going. Tracking also allows you to identify patterns and adjust your approach if something isn't working. It's important to acknowledge that forming new habits takes time and patience. Research suggests it can take anywhere from 21 to 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic, depending on its complexity and your consistency. During this period, it's natural to encounter setbacks. The key is not to let one slip-up derail your progress. If you miss a day, don't dwell on it. Focus on getting back on track the next day. What matters most is your long-term commitment, not perfection. Finally, your habit should align with the person you want to become. Instead of focusing solely on outcomes, think about the identity you're trying to build. For example, if your goal is to get fit, adopt the mindset of a healthy and active person. Every time you choose to exercise or eat well, you're casting a vote for that identity. Over time, these votes add up and your habits begin to reflect the kind of person you aspire to be. In 2025, let your habits be the foundation for your transformation. By choosing your habits with intention and nurturing them with consistency, you can reshape your life one small action at a time. You said expend fifth key point without any subheading, any conclusion in 700 words. ChatGPT said ChatGPT, where environment plays a crucial role in shaping your life. It's not just about where you live or the people around you. It's about the summit of everything that influences your mindset, actions, and choices. If you're serious about resetting your life in 2025, you must take a hard look at your environment and intentionally create one that aligns with your goals and aspirations. The truth is, no matter how strong your willpower or determination, a toxic or unsupportive environment can sabotage your progress. Conversely, a positive, nurturing environment can propel you forward and make success feel natural. One of the most significant aspects of your environment is the people you surround yourself with. Relationships are powerful. The attitudes, behaviors, and mindsets of those around you can either lift you up or drag you down. If you spend time with people who are negative, unmotivated, or critical, their energy will seep into your life, often without you even realizing it. On the other hand, being around driven, positive, and supportive individuals can inspire you to aim higher and achieve more. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. To reset your life, you must evaluate your relationships. Ask yourself, are the people in your life encouraging you to grow, or are they holding you back? Are they celebrating your wins or dismissing them? Do they challenge you to become better, or do they discourage you from taking risks? These questions can be uncomfortable to confront, but they are necessary. It doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life, but you may need to set boundaries or distance yourself from those who are not aligned with your vision. Equally important is seeking out relationships that uplift and inspire you. Surround yourself with people who are pursuing their own goals, who have a growth mindset, and who genuinely want to see you succeed. Join communities, groups, or organizations where like-minded individuals gather. Whether it's a professional network, a fitness group, or a creative circle, finding people who share your values and ambitions can provide the support and motivation you need to thrive. Your physical environment also has a profound impact on your mindset and productivity. Cluttered, chaotic spaces can lead to stress, distraction, and lack of focus. If your home or workspace is disorganized, it's difficult to think clearly and stay motivated. On the other hand, a clean, organized environment can create a sense of calm and clarity, making it easier to concentrate on your goals. Take time to declutter your surroundings. Get rid of anything that no longer serves you, whether it's old clothes, unnecessary gadgets, or piles of paper. Create spaces that feel inspiring and functional, places where you want to spend time and do your best work. The digital environment is another area to consider. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with information, much of which is irrelevant, negative, or overwhelming. Social media, for example, can be both a source of inspiration and a trap of comparison and distraction. To reset your life, take control of your digital habits. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy or make you feel inadequate. Instead, curate your feeds to include content that motivates and educates you. Set boundaries around your screen time and use technology as a tool for growth rather than a source of distraction. Your environment is not just external, it's also internal. Your mindset, thoughts, and beliefs form an internal environment that directly influences your actions. Negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, and a lack of confidence can create an environment of self-doubt and stagnation. To reset your life, you must cultivate a positive internal environment. This involves challenging negative thoughts, reframing setbacks as opportunities, and practicing self-compassion. Daily affirmations, journaling, and mindfulness exercises can help you maintain a mental space that supports growth and resilience. Another critical aspect of your environment is your routine. The way you structure your day creates an atmosphere that either fosters progress or hinders it. If your days are unstructured or filled with activities that don't align with your goals, it will be challenging to make meaningful changes. To reset your life, design a routine that prioritizes your well-being and personal growth. This might include setting aside time for exercise, meal planning, learning new skills, or pursuing creative projects. A well-crafted routine acts as a framework that keeps you focused and productive. It's also important to consider how your environment influences your energy levels. Pay attention to factors like light, noise, and temperature as they can impact your mood and productivity. Natural light, for instance, boosts energy and improves focus, while a dark, poorly lit space can make you feel sluggish. Noise can be a significant distraction, so if you're working on important tasks, consider investing in noise-canceling headphones or creating a quiet workspace. Small adjustments to your environment can have a big impact on your overall performance and well-being. Finally, remember that your environment is not fixed, it's dynamic and adaptable. You have the power to shape it in ways that align with your goals. Regularly assess your surroundings and make adjustments as needed. If something in your environment isn't serving you, change it, whether it's rearranging your furniture, creating a dedicated workspace, or building new relationships. Every small improvement adds up. In 2025, let your environment be your ally, not your enemy. When you take control of the spaces and influences around you, you create a fertile ground for growth, success, and transformation. Your environment should be a reflection of the life you want to live, and by intentionally shaping it, you can reset your life and step into the future you deserve. Consistency is the glue that holds everything together when you're working toward resetting your life. It is the often overlooked principle that separates those who succeed from those who falter. Big dreams and ambitious goals are exciting, but without consistent effort, they remain just that, dreams. If you're serious about transforming your life in 2025, the commitment to consistency must be your top priority. It's not about making a massive leap all at once. It's about showing up every day and taking small, deliberate steps toward your goals. Consistency builds momentum. Imagine a tiny snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it seems insignificant, barely larger than the handful of snow you started with. But as it keeps rolling, it gathers more snow, growing larger and moving faster. This is how consistency works in your life. Each small effort may not seem impactful on its own, but over time, these efforts compound, creating extraordinary results. Whether you're working on improving your health, developing a new skill, or growing a business, the key is to keep showing up, even when progress feels slow. One of the most significant barriers to consistency is the need for immediate results. We live in a culture that celebrates quick wins and overnight success stories, but the truth is lasting change takes time. So it's easy to feel discouraged when you don't see instant gratification for your efforts. However, understanding that the process is just as important as the outcome can help you stay the course. When you focus on the daily actions you can control, rather than obsessing over the results, you'll find it easier to remain consistent. The first step to building consistency is setting realistic expectations. Many people fail because they try to do too much too soon. For example, if you've never exercised regularly, committing to a 2-hour workout every day is likely unsustainable. Instead, start small, perhaps with a 15-minute walk or a short home workout. As you build the habit, you can gradually increase the intensity or duration. The same principle applies to any goal. Break it down into manageable pieces and focus on making steady progress rather than aiming for perfection. Creating a routine is another powerful way to foster consistency. A routine simplifies your life by reducing the number of decisions you need to make each day. When you incorporate your goals into a routine, they become part of your daily life, rather than something you have to think about or negotiate with yourself. For example, if your goal is to write a book, set aside a specific time each day to write, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Over time, this scheduled activity becomes a non-negotiable part of your day. Accountability can also play a significant role in maintaining consistency. When you have someone to share your progress with, whether it's a friend, a mentor, or even a journal, it adds an extra layer of motivation. Knowing that someone is rooting for you or that you've made a commitment to yourself can help you push through moments of doubt or laziness. If possible, find an accountability partner who shares similar goals or values. This creates an opportunity to encourage and challenge each other, making the journey more rewarding. It's also important to track your progress. Keeping a record of your actions, whether through a journal, an app, or a simple checklist, provides tangible evidence of your consistency. This not only helps you stay motivated, but also allows you to identify patterns and areas for improvement. For instance, if you notice that you're skipping workouts on certain days, you can adjust your schedule to address the underlying issue. Tracking gives you a sense of ownership and control, making it easier to stay on track. One of the greatest challenges to consistency is overcoming obstacles and setbacks. Life is unpredictable, and there will be days when things don't go as planned. You might miss a workout, procrastinate on a task, or feel unmotivated. The key is to avoid letting a single misstep derail your entire progress. Too often, people adopt an all-or-nothing mindset, thinking that one failure means they failed completely. Instead, view setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. A missed day doesn't mean you've lost all your progress. It's just a bump in the road. The important thing is to get back on track as quickly as possible. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline keeps you consistent. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the effort, and that's when discipline must take over. Discipline is built by repeatedly doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to. Over time, these disciplined actions become habits, and you'll find that consistency becomes second nature. Remember, you don't have to feel inspired every day to make progress. The simple act of showing up is often enough. Finally, celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Acknowledging your progress reinforces the value of consistency and keeps you motivated to continue. Every step you take, no matter how minor it seems, is a step closer to your goal. Whether it's treating yourself to something you enjoy, sharing your progress with someone you trust, or simply taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come, celebrating your efforts helps solidify your commitment. In 2025, let consistency be your guiding principle. It's not the grand gestures or occasional bursts of effort that will transform your life. It's the quiet, steady actions you take every single day. When you commit to showing up for yourself, regardless of circumstance or emotions, you'll create a foundation for lasting success. Resetting your life in 2025 requires commitment, clarity, and consistent effort. By embracing a clear vision, acting with purpose, building the right environment, and staying disciplined, you can create lasting change. Remember, small, steady actions every day lead to big transformations. The power to redefine your future lies within you. Start now and make 2025 your breakthrough year.